So tonight's episode of Supergirl, in terms of the crossover, is extremely, extremely weak. And I think The Flash is going to be excellent with the crossover given the trailer that aired after Supergirl ended. But the whole Supergirl Flash crossover with Arrow as well in this episode is very, very minimal. It's like 1 minute, and it's a little lackluster. And the whole purpose of this week is to get the crossover, and they said it's starting with Supergirl, and it clearly did start with Supergirl, but at the same time, it wasn't that good. Like it wasn't that interesting for crossover purposes. So that's why I think Flash is going to be a lot better because we're really going to see like everyone start to interact. Tonight's episode of Supergirl, however, I thought was awesome. I really, really loved it. It was a little different from the usual method that we've been seeing with season 2, which is refreshing. It's kind of went back to the season 1 method, but as I said, with the crossover appeal, very, very minuscule. Literally, the only thing that happened is at the end of the episode, Barry and Cisco vibed into her world. Barry asked for a favor, and then she said, "What's up?" And then they essentially are going to go. They didn't even like go right away. The only thing about the crossover, besides the fact that it's extremely minimal, I didn't like, is when Barry said, "This is my friend Cisco." He goes, "Well, person he works with." I'm like, are you still really mad at him? Like you've been through over 2 years of crap together, and you are not his friend. You're still going to hold what happened to his brother against him, even though it wasn't even his fault. That also bugged me. But I've been having major issues with Cisco's character development on Flash. But let's discuss tonight's episode of Supergirl, because for what it was with Supergirl, I loved it. And from the icon, I put the little emoji with the heart smiles. Oh, it essentially confirmed Mon-El and Kara are canon, and I absolutely loved it. I freaked out when they kissed. I thought it was such a great scene. And the fact that, he was essentially dying, I thought that was a nice twist. And they also introduced a new villain, and I'm guessing that Kara's feelings are going to come out during a battle with that new villain. I'm not sure who it is, so if you guys know, please let me know in the comments below. Now, also, a couple of you in my trailer reviews were saying that you don't like Mon-El and Kara as a couple, and I'm actually really curious to see your thoughts. A lot of you just kind of went, ew, no, Mon-El and Kara, that can't happen. I would really like to know your reasoning for why I think they work so well as a couple, so again, I would like to hear the other side of the argument. Now, I said this episode was a little different for Supergirl setup for season 2 because what I feel has been happening writing-wise is you kind of have certain character arcs, or you have certain character moments where it's like you have like the Win storyline, you have the Jimmy storyline, you have the Alex storyline, you have the Lena Luthor storyline, you have the Kara storyline, but her storyline obviously is like intersecting with everyone. But here it was different. It was literally just Kara and Kara interacting with people more or less. Like Win and Jimmy, their storyline in the beginning, that was really, really it. It was very, very minute. To the point that it was almost irrelevant. They did wrap up the Martian Manhunter, Miss Martian White Blood cell fiasco, which I really did like. The Martian Manhunter, John Jones, came clean to Kara that he's becoming a white Martian, and then with the introduction of Kara's mother, or the reintroduction of Kara's mother, she was able to rectify the DNA change in his body, so that way he is still normal. So I guess like that one issue they introduced at the end of last episode has been essentially, I guess it was just like a one episode issue. It wasn't really that big of a deal. That could have been a little bit of an arc because it could have involved more Miss Martian. That's also another complaint I had for this episode. The crossover, very weak, and there was no Miss Martian at all. So Win and Jimmy, very, very minute. Now what we have a lot here is a lot of Lena Luthor and a lot of Kara Danvers, and we have a lot of Mon-El and Kara. We also have Cyborg Superman in there as well. So Cadmus has got Project Medusa, which essentially wipes out all non-Kryptonians, but not humans, just all aliens that aren't Kryptonians. And there's actually a couple parallels between Kara's father and Lena Luthor's mother, because essentially Lena Luthor's mother wants to wipe out all aliens, and Kara's father wanted to wipe out all non-Kryptonians should Krypton go to war. So I thought that was an interesting parallel, because Kara was trying to bond with Lena over this when she was like, your mother's head of Cadmus, you can't let her win, and she's trying to connect it back to her dad. So I really did enjoy that. That was really great. Another thing to talk about is we got a nice conclusion to Maggie and Alex's storyline. Maggie wants to be with Alex. I know a lot of you guys are kind of like up in the air with Maggie because she seemed kind of mean to Alex, and I agree, she definitely was. but now Alex and Maggie appear to be a couple, so they rectified Alex, and she seems relatively comfortable with her sexuality and possibly with her new partner. So that was really what was going on with Alex. So let's really discuss the nitty-gritty part of the plot, and then we'll be all done, and then we'll talk about the trailer in another video, and then we'll talk about Flash tomorrow night. So Cadmus wants to enact the Medusa virus. They need to go to LexCorp and get an isotope, and they send Cyborg Superman to do it. Cyborg Superman sends a little bit of the virus to the bar where everyone hangs out, and Mon-El gets really sick, which causes major issues for Kara, because Kara, well, she likes Mon-El quite a bit, and he's dying, and she doesn't know how to save him. So then she tries to make Lena Luthor realize that her mother's evil, and at first I was like, why is Lena siding with her mother? Like, Lena blatantly told Kara to leave me alone. I don't want to deal with you. My mother is fine. And I didn't like that. I really thought Lena was going to go towards the side of Luthor, towards the side of evil. I really, really was not on board with that. But then, in the end of the episode, she saved everyone, and I thought that was so awesome. So Lena Luthor has really, been pushed as a character for good. I don't see them trying to twist her anymore. And the Cadmus storyline has essentially been put on hold because after Brenda Strong's character decided to, I believe Lena Luthor's mother's name is Lillian, after she released the atom bomb, Lena was able to rectify it, and then she gets arrested. So that was pretty interesting. I liked that a lot. I thought like what we had with Kara and what we had with Lillian and what we had with Mon-El was excellent. That kiss between Mon-El and Kara just got me so excited, and I really did enjoy it. And as I said, they also foreshadowed a new villain, and the new villain is going to come after Mon-El. So what we had here is we have Lena and her mother and Kara dealing with that, Kara dealing with Mon-El being sick, and the Martian Manhunter accepting who he is as a new white Martian, but then able to get out of that predicament. So overall, I thought tonight's episode of Supergirl was really different. It was strong for Supergirl, but very weak for the crossover, and I'm really curious to see what you guys have to say about it in the comments below. Do you ship Mon-El and Kara? Do you think that John's problem was rectified too easily? Do you think that Alex and Maggie's problem was rectified too easily? We have about 14 episodes of Supergirl left, and they seem to wrap up all these problems very fast. And the Cadmus storyline has been put on hold, and Cadmus could have lasted for years. That's like a very, very intensive DC problem. So to wrap it up so fast, should it be wrapped up or put on pause so quickly, I think it's interesting because I think we have like 2-3 more episodes before the mid-season finale of Supergirl. So anyway, I enjoyed the pacing of the episode. I enjoyed the character development. I thought it was really nice. And I'm really glad that it was like a Kara-focused episode as opposed to being like Kara dealing with everyone's individual storyline. I did enjoy it. I think the lack of Wynn and Jimmy was actually very necessary in order to make Mon-El and Kara's storyline come to fruition, to make Lena Luthor become even more of an interesting character, and of course to deal with the issue of Cyborg Superman versus Martian Manhunter. So anyway, I liked the episode. I thought for Supergirl it was a great crossover week. I've said it like 3 times now, so I am all done. So share your thoughts about Supergirl in the comments below. If I had to rate the episode, probably 4 out of 5 stars. I think it was good in that regard. It's one of the stronger ones for Supergirl of the season so far. So I hope you enjoyed the episode. Share your thoughts, and we'll talk soon. Thanks, guys. Bye.